Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the retro no cap recap of the Curse of Oak Island, season 8, episode 3, called If the Ox Shoes Fit. Originally aired November 24th, 2020. If you missed any of my recaps of previous and future episodes, there's a link to my Oak Island playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. Previously on the Curse of Oak Island, people have been looking for an incredible treasure for 230 years. Rick and Marty are following Nova Scotia pandemic guidelines as they have just come out of quarantine as of the previous episode. They meet with members of the team, only 6 in the war room due to those guidelines. The rest of them join via video conferencing. Rick and Marty are informed of Dr. Spooner's sonar discovery of a 9-foot square structure in the southeastern part of the swamp. Rick tells that in Dan Blankenship and Fred Nolan's early days of working together, they had a disagreement about drawing down the swamp, and Fred asked Dan if he saw the shaft in the corner. Everyone is on board with excavating that corner of the swamp. So they decide to take the spoils to the wash plant to go through due to the difficulty of going through previous spoils in the swamp itself. Laird says he and David McInnes are still excavating a feature next to the Lot 15 pine tar kiln that they don't believe is part of the kiln, and maybe the possible tunnel marked on one of Fred Nolan's maps, as well as a survey Dan Blankenship commissioned. Rick and Marty meet Dr. Spooner and other members of the team at the swamp to plan the southeastern corner excavation. Dr. Spooner says that the area had been deep water and could have been used as a harbor before being turned into a swamp approximately 300 years ago. The structure is where the rebar is sticking out of the water close to the middle of this image. They will use sheet piling as a dam like they did in Smith's Cove. Scott suggests that they put a smaller area of sheet piling inside the outside sheet piling, which Marty thinks is a good idea and will run it by Irving Equipment, who is the company that provides materials and equipment as well as doing the installation. Marty jokingly hands his wallet to Billy, saying that he may as well have it now. Rick and Marty next visit Lot 15. This area adjacent to the pine tar kiln had larger rocks covering this that have now been moved. David McInnes says they suspect these rocks were used to fill in a well, and Marty says it could be a tunnel. David says they will test that theory. This is Fred Nolan's survey map drawn over 50 years ago that says possible tunnel at that exact spot. Marty goes to get the backhoe to use in removing more of the larger rocks to clear the way for more hand excavation. Conservator Kelly Barassa meets Alex at the research center. He cleans up the Lot 15 suspected coin a bit, then photographs it. It will take more research to confirm, but several things make Kelly think it's a coin. Chinese coins have had open squares in the middle up until the 1800s. Marty returns to Lot 15 with the backhoe and they remove the bigger boulders. And now it will have to be hand excavated. Gary and Jack are metal detecting the southern portion of Lot 15. Gary says he's interested in what they might find because it would be the likely pathway of people working in both the money pit area and the swamp. He finds this large ox shoe. Narrator Robert Clotworthy mentions that it could be from a farming ox, as the island was used for farming until the late 1700s, but that militaries have also used them for centuries. Gary finds another one that is smaller. Jack says they are both in line with the swamp / pine tar kiln / money pit transit. He also finds this pin and says he has seen this type of thing on oxen harnesses for the reins. Rick and Marty meet with representatives Irving Equipment and that say they will need to add material to fortify the road below the swamp before using it as a crane pad for the sheep piling installation there. The plan is to allow excavation anywhere inside the red line, including the road. It will be a month before they can start, as their equipment is busy on other jobs until then. Alex and Jack take Gary's recent finds to Carmen Legg. He says the smaller shoe is a winter shoe and has sharp edges for ice and snow. The Carmen dating comes up as $1,650 to $1,750. Some of the Ox shoes they have previously brought him have included a few French and German style shoes, but these are British and could be British military. The bigger one, he says, is the same time period and likely the same maker, just for a bigger animal. A third one is still British, but it is a summer shoe. Carmen also says that finding as many shoes as they have along the same trail means there must have been a huge operation going on there in both summer and winter. He thinks this is a finial or ornamental piece that would not be on a farmer's ox cart, but would be on a military one. Back on Oak Island and meeting with other members of the team, Alex says that Carmen told them the time period is pre-Money Pit discovery and that oxen would throw a shoe only once or twice in a 3-month period, so that would indicate a lot of activity. Gary confirms that it wouldn't be farming because the land is far too rocky there. As far as the finial, Alex says Carmen said that it would be cast iron made from a mold and almost certainly not made on the island. I'll be continuing retro no-cap recaps of Season 8 while also recapping the new Season 12 episodes late Tuesday nights as they air. All other episodes are in my Oak Island playlist already. I'm also doing retro no-cap recaps of Season 2 through 4 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch as I have time. Seasons 1 and 5 are all done and are in that Skinwalker Ranch playlist. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Sempre avanti.